Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's me, JC, back again with Wedge Koncepts. And in this video, I'm going to discuss and talk about the 5 different tiers of credit cards. Okay, so let's get right to it. All right, welcome back to my channel. Like I mentioned in this video, I'm going to be going over the 5 different types of tiers of credit cards. Apparently there's a lot of people, including myself, I didn't know that there were certain tiers of credit cards, certain levels, if you will. If you want to get those higher credit card limits, you got to work your way through the tiers. Now, when it comes to credit cards, I really enjoy talking about credit cards. I don't know why. I think it's because for so long, I thought that credit cards were bad. I was taught that, credit cards create debt and debt was bad. If you don't know how to use credit cards ruin your life, yada, 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 yada. So credit cards was just bad. If you don't got the money, don't spend it. So I cut up my credit cards probably 2005, 2006. And I didn't use credit cards until 2015. Right? So about 10 years. All I used was cash. That's definitely one of the advantages of working in IT, I guess. I didn't need to use a credit card for anything. So I was very fortunate. Thanks, Mom. I'm sure she'll be happy to. Don't get me started on that, okay? But anyway, so with credit cards, I just want to go over the different tiers so you can kind of see where you are. And if you are someone who wants to get higher limits and you want to go after cards that will get you those higher limits, then hopefully this will help paint a picture for you as you climb the tiers of credit cards. So the first tier is going to be your starter cards, which is going to be your secured cards, right? This is where you will most likely go through your bank. You will open up a savings account, and whatever money you put as collateral to this secured card is the card that the limit is going to be that. So, for example, if you open up a savings account, let's say with SunTrust, and you get that secured card, you'll have to put $2,000 or $3,000 into the savings account, and that will be used as collateral, and your credit limit on your credit card will be $300, right? And hopefully after 6 months to a year, then you'll be able to, they'll be able to graduate you into an unsecured card. But tier 1, that's your starter cards, your secure cards, okay? So in tier 2 is when you get to the cards that do not have any annual fees. These cards may offer cash back, they might not. A lot of times they're going to have the much lower limits. They may start out with $500, may go up to $5,000. But the thing is that these cards are really catering to people who this is their introduction to credit cards. So you wouldn't give somebody $10,000 on a tier 2 card, right? But you might give them cash back, and this would be a card they'll keep for the rest of their life, so you want to keep them as customers. So tier 2 are typically going to be your cards that don't have any annual fees. And I think like the Chase Freedom is a good example of a no annual fee. And Bank of America, they have a no annual fee card too, right? I don't know if Bank of America has a no annual fee. They might. Anyway, so tier 3 are going to be more of your premium cards. These are the ones that usually start at $95 a year. This is when you get more benefits. This is when you get the 3% cash back on groceries and gas, and 2% cash back on yada, 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 restaurants. 1% cash back on, everyday purchases. So these cards going to start around $95, usually go up to about $200 usually. I don't think they'll go that high. But again, you can look for if these cards, these cards will also give you a little more benefits, meaning like you get more perks. So you'll get like if you travel, you'll get $100 credit on baggage. You may get some type of insurance when you go rent a car, or you may get some kind of discount from using certain kind of chain of hotels. Okay. So the Chase Sapphire Preferred is a good example of a tier 3 card, right? The tier 4, these, okay. So tier 3, $95 and up, but your tier 4 is when you are top notch. I'm talking, this is where you get the American Express Platinum. Okay, this is when you got to pay $595 a year, and tons of perks with that. The other thing is the Chase Sapphire Reserved. I think that one is also like $500 a year. I guess you can do the AMEX Gold, the American Express Gold. I think that's $295 a year. But the point is that these cards, they have all this travel and extra accommodations built into it, with the idea that by you using this one card, that $500 you pay because you use this card for travel and everything else, you'll be able to save 3 times that in a year. But you got to be able to use that kind of card. And with the American Express Platinum, I think when it first starts out, it may be a charge card, and you might be eligible to carry a balance. But I know the Gold is definitely a charge card, so you have to pay that off at the end of the month. Now, tier 5, okay, this is going to be your invitation only, and of course, everybody's familiar with the American Express, the black card, right? So, it's my understanding from the research that I did with the black card. Again, it's invitation only. You can't just apply for it, but you have to. You got to be invited. It's $10,000 to get in. Then you have to pay $5,000 a year annual fee. But again, just the research, I don't know how true this is, but the research that I did, it says that you have to have spent at least $500,000 in 1 year and paid it off to even be considered. So when you got the black card, you're definitely spending a lot of money. All right. So those are the 5 tiers. So now with those 5 tiers, with that information, you can actually see where you are. And when you want to go for that $10,000 limit, I might do a video on that one because everybody needs at least one $10,000 limit. When you get a card that has $10,000 on it, you let every lender know that you are not subprime, whatever. That means someone out there has trusted you enough to give you $10,000 worth of credit, which is basically a loan at any given time where you can just swipe that thing and live your best life. But yeah, so also, I guess with starter cards, I guess someone could argue that maybe store credit cards, the retail cards, could be considered. Could be considered starter cards. So if you got a Apple credit card, or you may have a Macy's credit card, I guess that would be considered starter. So your goal is to tier 1, your starter cards. Your tier 2 is going to be your no annual fees. Your tier 3 is going to be your mid tier, whereas the combination of $95 annual fees to $100 maybe and some change. But then you got your premium cards, which is going, and then just because it says premium on the card, just for the sake of this example, doesn't necessarily mean that it's a tier 4. But just think of tier 4. Just think of 2 cards when you think of tier 4, and that is the Platinum, the American Express Platinum, and the Chase Sapphire Reserve. So if you got both of those cards, then you're definitely tier 4. Then your next step is just to go ahead and get that black card. So spend that money and get that black card. All right. So hope you found this information useful. Do me a favor. Do not click the subscribe button. Matter of fact, unsubscribe. And is there a thumbs down? Do the thumbs down on the video and tell me why this video sucks. All right. And hopefully you can take some of this information. You can build your credit up. You can get to that 10K, and hopefully you can take this information also teach somebody else. And in the same time, while we're doing all that, let's build together. All right. Peace out.